In case I don't get to it, I want to show you guys how this goes together. Take this back off. There are basically 3 screws that hold the whole thing together. They're these Cheesehead M1.6s. Okay, so here are the parts that you need. This piece is a carbon steel piece, or stainless, 304 stainless, my bad. It's been annealed to soften it up so the pins stick in it better. They still press in a little crooked, so you gotta kind of be careful when you install this. You gotta really kind of sort of jimmy it, which I'm not pleased with. Better fixture for the PEM install would make those go in straighter, which would be great. But you want to, you look at the whole finger. This is basically it. There's a piece of sheet metal that's missing here, but that's, for this purposes, it will be okay. Yeah, so to install these systems, it's going to take some finagling. This part, the proximal end, has a small slit in it that guides the wire, or the flex section. You need to get that installed, which again, this is a new process, so bear with me. So that's installed into there, and then this would get glued down to this position right here. I think I actually molded this backwards. Looking at it, that was a mistake. I need to cut this end off, but no harm. We'll be fine. So I would install that and glue that on, and I would actually install fingertip, which has the same type of slot. And the main reason why I put the slot in there is to make sure that everything's kind of strain relief to where it doesn't pull on the urethane section. So I didn't want things delaminating. But that would get cyanoacrylate, super glue, Loctite 404 on the back of it. So that way we have 2 pads. Now we got to install the 3rd. Again, first time doing this, so I'm a little nervous. I'm not 100% sure how easily it is going to go. Yeah. So I need to bend the joint right onto there. This we need to fold up on the side. I don't know if you can see it if I lift up. I have problems with focus on that. Let's see if we can fix it. Okay. So this piece of sheet metal is going to go on the back side, and what that's going to do is it locates our little bushings on this joint. In fact, we may be able to install those ahead of time. Onto the bushing, onto the bushing. Okay. And we can take that whole mess essentially and slide it onto there. Beautiful. And this guy pops up onto there, and our 3 screws come into play. Sorry, the focal length on this camera is pretty short. I should open up the aperture, but whatever. Deal with it. They're pretty complex little fingers, but at the same time, they're pretty simple. It's an interesting little amount of things going on in this little thing. Remember, you have 2 joint encoders and 6 touch sensors and spring return, all on 3D printed and cast parts essentially in sheet metal. So pretty cheap. The one thing I didn't show in this is this section right here has PEMs that hold it together. I still need to ream the holes and install the PEMs to get that to work. And then there's also this, of course, the string that has to go all the way through the whole thing to the tensioner and the tip. But that's how the pads in the circuit board go on. So you can see like where, in that section's where we're going to bend. That's our bend radius. It's going to do that basically repeatedly till the end of time. When you bond these on, you want to make sure you bond them over enough to where you're going to clear the bushing. You don't want to be rubbing right in here. That could be bad. Also, these bushings need to be epoxied in essentially to stay where they are. Also, the magnets need to be installed in them so the encoders can pick them. So what I'm probably going to do is assemble this with encoder magnets and make sure everything actually works. And then once it does, I'll bond everything on and we'll be set to go. Yeah. Let's see if I can tighten this up a little bit. Okay, now if these were bonded down, you can get an idea what the finger is really going to look like. It's going to be pretty cool, huh? Thanks for checking it out.